All right, so let's turn the cards over, Cancer, and see what's up for you guys. I'll pull the first two first for the last 2 weeks of August, mid to last. Okay, all right. Interesting scenario. It feels like, Cancer, that a lot of you are ready to get a move on. A lot of you are ready to see things in a different light, think of things differently, put the past behind you, and move on to new horizons, whether that's physically or metaphorically. Some of you may literally be moving. Others of you may feel like your thinking, your thought process, you need to do things differently. And you're taking those ideas, you're taking those thoughts, but you want to move in a different direction. And what I really love about it is this Three of Cups comes up next, and this is happiness, optimism, celebration, being with others. Could be like-minded friends, could be a social gathering, a graduation, a wedding, but feeling happy and jolly by the end of July. Whether it's where you are in life or whether it's with you getting with a group of people, there's just some fun times coming up for you. So I feel like that's a good thing. I feel like some of you have felt like you've been in a fishbowl. This visual came to my third eye. Okay, so like being in a fishbowl means being in tight quarters, not being able to move, whether it's been your, finances have been overwhelming, your job has been overwhelming, you feel like people are taking advantage of your time, or people are not acknowledging your time. And I just feel like that you are leaving something mentally behind and open to new ways of doing things. Yeah, the fishbowl comes up several times in my third eye. So that's the way I can describe it, if that makes sense to you. You need more oxygen. You need to be able to breathe better. And I say that in a metaphoric way, but for some of you, it may be true. Maybe some of you really need to, walk some, get some exercise, and or if you have asthma, a type of deficiency in your iron, that feels like that could come up too out of this card. And I know that's not what this card normally symbolizes, but it's what's coming up for me, for you guys. Okay. All right. So moving on, the Six of Swords. This is actually one of my favorite sword cards. The Ace and the Six are probably the most positive sword cards. Okay. All right. So, and this feels like that the cups are about our emotions, happiness, joy, like I was saying earlier. All right. So let's look at the energies that are moving from July to August. Okay. The Page of Pentacles. All right. Well, this Page of Pentacles could be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And readers read this differently. I feel like this also could be an opportunity for your growth, for your health to get better, for you to feeling like you have stamina. You have more stamina than you have in a while. Maybe you're been feeling tired, but I feel like moving into August, you're going to be feeling different. I feel like some of you are going to, this is a young dude. The pages are young dudes, right? They bring news. So news of more money. And this money could also be around not only how you bring in income, but it could be other people's money. Meaning it could be government money, Social Security. It could be disability. It could be that you're owed money from taxes that you filed. I don't know. This is different for every Cancer. You guys were born on different days, different hours, different minutes, different places, locations. So I'm just saying that this brings a positive aspect to your physical health and to your finances, and or to your finances. It kind of feels like for both for some of you. Let's see what else comes up. Looking into the crystal, it is interesting how he has on green. I'm looking into this crystal, but not above the cards, because as you can see, it picks up their colors. I do see a lot of green, and he particularly has on green. So your heart chakra is, feeling like that you're wanting to come from a place of love and abundance. You're ready for abundance. You're ready to take it in. You've been doing a good job, and yet I feel like some of you don't feel acknowledged. Again, this is the fishbowl scenario. Some of you don't feel acknowledged, or maybe it's your clients or the people you work for or the people you live with, for all that you do. And it's interesting because this is still a little bit of your birthday month, but that's, that can come up for sure. All right. And also with this Six of Swords, I am getting that this is not necessarily moving on if you're moving to another location. This is not necessarily a lateral move. I'm going to use my wand here. But more of a progress forward. Lateral would mean, okay, same thing, yada, 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 yada. This feels, because I was seeing land vertical instead of horizontal. So that means, okay, it's not lateral. That's what it means to me. So this would be movement forward for you. Awesome. Okay, let's see what August holds. The first 2 weeks of August. And I don't read these in reverse. Okay, so in Major Arcana card, the Strength card, and the Five of Pentacles. All right, so let's look at these. This is the number 8, Strength. 8 has to do with abundance and affinity. And as you can see, this woman, this with the infinity sign above her head, is petting her lion, who's very passionate and wants to move on, and is imaginative and creative and psychic and intuitive. She's the practical one. So she's petting him, saying, it's okay, we're fine, let's work together. He's wanting to jump forward, and you're saying, or the universe is saying, just balance your two. Balance is moving forward. You'll get there. But don't move into areas or territories where people might not be supportive of you. Discern who you're talking to. Discern who's in your life. And are they supporting you, or are they not supporting you? These would be the questions. Okay, for the Strength card. Do you feel like you're in a place in your life that you're feeling you have the ability to move forward with the resources you have the ability to move forward and to make more money, or if that's not your purpose, is to live a happy, fulfilled life? Do you have the resources around you, which means people that you love and that you care for and that care for you? So the universe is saying that strength, that it's third chakra, which is the gold. It's the chakra where we store our emotions. So any of you all that maybe have had tight stomachs lately, digestive issues, then this could come up. I don't know how it's coming up out of the Strength card, but the universe is saying have strength. If you felt like you've been holding a lot in, you can balance these two, the wisdom and the passion for life. You can balance these because you're going to need to. It's interesting. Some of you are going to find, some of you in August, that your battle with money and how you're going to make it and how you're going to pay for the bills and how you're going to keep moving, it's almost complete. You're about done with that. And that's what I said earlier. This is some bills will come up, or some purchases, new instances where you have to put out money will come up. But I feel like you're moving on from this. He has his crutches. He has the bandage around his head. He has support. You've had support in either your marriage or friendships or from friends about getting through this cycle of possibly non-abundance for some of you. And as you can see, they're near this almost looks like a church or a spiritual building, and it has the stained glass. It has the 5 pentacles. So there's hope and there's opportunity to overcome these financial and physical burdens. You can see it's physical for him. It's physical and financial. And that's what I was talking about up here, is getting away from the burdens. So I feel like that's what a lot of you are doing. You're releasing, letting go so that you can move in the direction you want. I think this solar eclipse in August is going to be interesting for you. In fact, I will probably do a reading based on the solar eclipse for each sign. Let's pull some clarification cards for Cancer. Okay, the 4 of Pentacles, which is what this would be. Building your foundation, a firm foundation. You know, normally this would indicate like the card where the guy is, the older guy is sitting there and he has each foot on a pentacle, and then he has 2 pentacles, or one in his hand and one above him, or you know what I'm talking about. Well, this card is different. This guy's looking down. He's not seeing the total eclipse. He's not seeing the full view of everything. He has this triangle on his back, and to me this usually means he has everything inside of him he needs. He's just not seeing the full picture. So I feel like that's where some of you Cancers are, is you know that there's better to come. You know there is. You're on your way. This Pentacle card is going to help, and you're just building your foundation. You're building your foundation. You're realizing different ways to do that, or a different way to do that. Okay, well, all right. I'm going to go with the chakra card that came out. All right, so this is the 3rd eye chakra, Cancer. This is about, I'll hold it up to the light. This is about you all paying more attention to what your intuitive mind wants to do, your intuitive heart, your psychic part of you. I feel like some of you are trying so hard to put, and nothing against this 4, because we need a firm foundation. We need to feel like we're grounded, and that's what 4 is about. But I feel like a lot of you have placed so much importance on, I have to be there, I have to be making so much money by a certain time period. And I feel like to let your intuition come into play with this. Let it help you out with this. Your angels, your guides, who you depend on each month. Let's pull one more card. Well, the Sun card in traditional tarot, the light. Okay, and as you do this, you will see. As above, so below. Wow, okay. Positivity, excitement, optimism, hope. As you can see, she's pointing her arms upward. This is not because you guys have been sitting around on your laurels. I feel like you've been putting in the time and the effort to make your life better. I just feel like there's going to be some needed changes, and that's why you're moving on. But you're going to see the hope in life, and that's coming up for you. Okay, Cancer. It's an awesome card to get. All right, going to add up the cards, the original 5. So we have 6, 3 is 9, 10, and 8 is 18, and 5, okay, is 23. And 23, you know, I said this earlier, 23 is 5 equals 5, and 5 is about not feeling restricted. 5 is about having elbow room, and that's, I think, why I was getting that fishbowl metaphor, is because I feel like you guys have been, some of you, and again, if this doesn't resonate, watch your moon and rising sign, but some of you have not felt like you've been able to spread your wings, spread your arms out in a metaphoric way. You haven't been able to take those deep breaths. It's just been feeling like it's you haven't had the space. There's been burdens upon you. And I'm feeling like now that the 5 is, you're like, hey, I want to be able to feel the freedom. I want to be able to feel adventurous and still be able to build my foundation. I don't want to be encumbered any longer. And you'll figure out ways of how to do that. I think some of them have been self-imposed limitations, to be quite honest. Meaning that you've put restrictions on yourself, not meaning to, but it could be, okay, if you're say you're self-employed, okay, I'm going to get up at such and such, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this at this time. It's scheduled out, and not really going with your intuition of what your body feels like and your mind feels like it really wants to do. So you're focused on the numbers, the budgeting, and you're thinking, wow, but I'm really in a creative mode right now. Well, go with that. Do the creative part first and let the budgeting come at night or whenever. Do you see what I'm saying? Go with the flow of your intuition. Okay, so the 5 in the major arcana cards, because there is not a 23, it stops at the 21st, but the 5 is the Hierophant. And this Hierophant card has come up in probably half of the readings I've done, either as a clarification, well, not even as a clarification, in the spread or as the numerological and or major arcana. So the Hierophant has to do with tradition and organization within spiritual practices. Has to do with scholarly pursuits of spiritual understandings, teachings, ceremonies. So those of you who delve into the tarot or meditation, your angels, your guides, this would be an awesome time for you to pay attention to the insights and signs that you're getting.